There's a famous quote by George Westerman. When digital transformation is done right, it's like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. But when done wrong, all you have is really fast caterpillar.
Welcome to the OTech Talks podcast, where it's all about working on technologies. You will hear the latest tech information, and your host, Kashif Manzoor, brings together product overviews, how-tos, best practices, tips and tricks, and troubleshooting techniques.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening based on your time zone. I hope you're doing good and everything's all right on your end. Today we're going to talk on one of my favorite topic, that's human resources or human capital management. What is the impact of human resources in the digital transformation, how they are playing a role. And this is our third session on human resources and specifically based on global human capital trends by Deloitte. In podcast number 30, with the title Digital HR Mission to Digital Transformation, we discussed 2017 Global Human Capital Trends with the title of Rewriting the Rules for Digital Age. And then we covered basics in the genesis of the social enterprise, podcast session number 34, which was based on 2018 Global Human Capital Trends published by Deloitte, and 6 steps to start a social enterprise. So that was the sum of the work which we have done previously for podcasts and some of the blogs on the human capital management, human resources. And today we will be talking based on 2019 Global Human Capital Trends, which they named it Leading the Social Enterprise. So in 2018, it was the rise of social enterprise, now how to lead to the social enterprise. We are reviewing the 2019 HR trends, and then we'll come back to digital transformation as these trends are leading to business transformation for HR functions. So let's review the trends, what Deloitte is mentioning, and based on their famous trends or analysis of the surveys. And then we will see how the transformation or the business transformation is going to impact on these things, because definitely these are the trends which are also leading to the business transformation with respect to human capital management or for the organizations. Now, if we just take 3 main points from the HCM trends for 2019 into 3 actionable categories which Deloitte has mentioned. 1, the future of the workforce. How organizations should adapt to the forces restructuring job and work design, the open talent economy, and leadership. So all this covers the future of the workforce, how the human resources or how the manpower is going to look like. 2, future of the organization, how organizations are operating or how the future of the organization look like. How different teams, networks, and new approaches to reward are driving business performance. 3rd, the future of HR itself, how the function is stepping up, or the HR department, HR process functions as in the organizations is up to meet the challenge of redesigning its capabilities, technologies, and focus to lead transformation in HR and across the organization. So these are the, I think, very wonderful 3 areas where the future of the workforce, future of the organization, and the future of HR they have covered. And based on the survey where leading the social enterprise or reinvent with a human focus, which they are naming it, where Deloitte is focusing on the social enterprise is becoming more important to organizations over time, and where they got a 56% are they saying more important. This was one of the key questions on that one. And then they designed it that we as an HR they need to reinvent with the human focus. When they talk about human focus, they were saying it's a benchmarking of reinvention. The design principles for the reinvention or reinvent with the human focus is purpose and principle, or purpose and meaning. These are design principles: ethics and fairness, growth and passion, collaboration and personal relationships, transparency and openness. And if we will go into some more detail, when they're talking about purpose and meaning, giving organizations and individuals a sense of purpose at work, moving beyond profit to focus on doing good things for individuals, customers, and society. Ethics and fairness, using data, technology, and systems in an ethical, fair, and trusted way. Creating jobs and roles to train systems and monitor decisions to make sure they are fair. And growth and passion, designing jobs, work, and organizational missions to nurture passion and a sense of personal growth, affording people the opportunity to create and add their own personal touch. Collaboration and personal relationships, building and developing teams, focusing on personal relationships, and moving beyond digital to build human connections at work. Transparency and openness, sharing information openly, discussing challenges and mistakes, and leading and managing with a growth mindset. And these are all the design principles are very close to me. I mean, as an employee, I can correlate that as an organization need to focus on these design principles when they are working on the benchmark for reinvention, which are the human principles for the social enterprise need to be taken into consideration. Now, if we will go directly to the human capital trends for 2019, these are top 10 trends categorized into three. Let's go and see the future of the workforce. What are the trends which are moving from? And the first trend is the alternative workforce. It's a new now mainstream. The alternative workforce, for so many years, I think the contract workers or the freelancers, or even which they started from last 4 or 5 years, the gig employment, which was a short work, or any work which you're doing based on your skills, capabilities, that was not considered as a full-time job, and organizations were very reluctant to take or consider as something as a full-time, like freelancer work and all that. But so this is a time where what we are seeing, the future of the workforce is that organizations are also started looking into these areas, and based on the economy to grow, and organizations should be flexible to adopt these new ways of working, new ways of arrangements, and the plan how to give them compensation on that, because this is what the new way of working, or the millennials or the Generation Z are targeting, or focusing, or spending time on it. So organizations need to find out the alternative workforce, because it's now becoming a mainstream. From jobs to super jobs. What Deloitte has identified, or naming it jobs to super jobs, these emerging technologies, transformation technologies, are playing an important role with organizations. From each and every business process is being re-engineered. The use of AI, machine learning in the organizations, and all the cognitive technologies, RPA, robotic process automation, Internet of Things, or even the intelligent enterprises or intelligent ERPs, which is growing in each and every organization. So it's mean the organization need to adapt to these technologies, and when they will gonna adapt to these technologies, then definitely whatever the jobs are today, they need to mix and match to the new jobs roles which need to be created, because the new roles are more focused on data and information driven, where the tools are providing the intelligence, and human capital management and human resources need to to align to those ones so that they can get the benefits of the emerging technologies. So these new roles, which are being categorized as super jobs, because they will have some set of traditional jobs and then what is required based on the new roles. So it will be a mix of job descriptions or job roles from the old and the new that need to be integrated, so that it can enhance the productivity and efficiency from the technologies which are being implemented in different organizations. So that's what is from jobs to super jobs that need to be aligned, and the human resources need to be kept in that sense. Third point is leadership in the 21st century. The intersection of the traditional and the new. This is the third point where the 8% of the survey respondents told to Deloitte that leadership was an important or very important issue. And 80% of respondents said that 21st century leaders face unique and new requirements. And to be effective in 21st century, leaders must take a new approaches to pursue to get the traditional business goals. And these new approach need to have a new context, new goals for other organizations to be achieved. And to achieve these one, leaders needs to have new competencies. These competencies including to manage the change, even embracing the ambiguity and uncertainty which is available in the, and then using the digital AI, machine learning, and all these emerging technologies to drive the growth where you want to be, or where you want to get the organization. So these are the new management models, management approaches need to be trained, or what we can say is that the leaders need to be trained, and the leaders need to be capable to deliver what is required for the new era. The third, we have covered it now, it's the fourth point, and this is the second category, is the future of the organization. From employee experience to human experience, putting meaning back into work. And I think this is one of the biggest challenge identified during the survey, where 84% of Deloitte survey respondents rated this issue important and 28% rated it urgent. The concept of employee experience is falling somehow, where all the organizations, everyone is working on that employee experience need to be improved. Maybe there is a requirement to change this employee experience, what human resources, what employees are looking from the work. And what Deloitte is mentioning, that it need to be refreshed and expanded the concept of not just employee experience, it has to go and become a human experience at work. That will give the understanding of the worker aspirations, and then connecting back to the impact which is gonna have on the organization and the society. That's where the employee experience need to change into human experience. Organizational performance, it's a team support. Organizations are facing challenges to move from hierarchies to teams. 31% of Deloitte survey respondents said that they have now are operating in teams. Another 65% saying they are mostly hierarchical, but with some cross-functional team-based work. But yet, most of the organizations are yet operating in a hierarchical model, where they need to rework, refresh the job design, the leadership role, and how they are rewarding it. All this is based on the new model where the organizations are looking to work as a team which are giving benefits to organizations. So there is a lot of work need to be done onto supporting the team. And in 2019, the technology is making these models easier. So what we can see is as an organization, they need to work and refresh on that one. Rewards closing the gap. That's a 6th point. We are working on it. Rewards closing the gap. Organizations are still struggling to find out what are the rewards which motivate people or motivate employees. In the survey, only 11% of respondents said that their reward systems are highly aligned with their organizational goals, and 23% said they didn't know what rewards their workers value. So that's a key point, that how organizations can develop reward systems so that it will be agile and it is linked to the measurement and management with the organizational goals, and it will also be the right expectations for employees so that as an organization you are meeting it. So to achieve this one, there is a need to build a relationship with human resources or employees, workers, and then benchmarking from the external data, which will help to build a reward system which will suit to the workers and organization. Future of HR. Now we are in the third category of the human capital management, where the point 7 is accessing talent. It's more than acquisitions. With the economic situation, what we are seeing as recruiting become harder than ever. The job market remains competitive. The organization skills requirement is going major change, because organizations are also continuously to cope with the new requirement to fulfill the job needs which they have to get their bottom line or the growth target. To achieve this one, organization need to find out new way to access the talent, new way to find the talent, and that need to be continuously. It cannot be on just one time. They need to maybe involve the internal employees so that they can refer, they can find out the right talent, or even they need to find out maybe alternative workforce so that they can leverage technology to augment sourcing and boost recruiting productivity. So the new methods need to be applied to access that one. Number 8, learning in the flow of life. The number one trend which is observed in 2019 is the need for organizations to change the way people learn. 86% of respondents said this is an important and very important issue. It's not hard to understand why evolving work demands and skills requirements are creating a new demand to learn skills and capabilities. That's putting a challenge for organizations to hire people from outside so that they can achieve what they want to achieve in the organization. So, for organization to provide the more personal tool for the learning of the employees, and these tools nowadays with the technology can help and maintain the way employees want to learn it. That's one of the key area which organizations need to improve and need to think to fulfill the requirement of the employees to help them. Number 8, talent mobility, winning the war on the home front. As the global organizations need to compete aggressively to get on the top, it's very important for organizations to build the right talent and give the opportunity for the organizations, for the employees, that they can see wherever they get a better option within the organization so that they can move around. That's why a new set of norms which need to be built by the organization, which will govern the internal mobility. Organizations should treat mobility as a natural and normal progression instead of as a major change in employees' career. Opportunities to move should be extended to workers at all levels, not just managers and team leaders and I mean it should be to all. And then they need to use the technology so that the mobility process where employees internally can move globally into different roles so that they will be the forefront for the organizations to give the right talent with the right internal resources availability, rather than organization need to go and try to hunt up from a launch pad, not a destination. As we are aware that cloud computing is a mainstream, and organizations have spent millions on new platforms to make HR systems more engaging, personalized, and data-driven. In spite of all doing, still organizations need to come up and integrate with all their HR, finance, supply chain, every system, so that it will give the single view to the organization. And to support all these innovations, the current challenges of back office where they are not integrated and they are silos, and even to lower the cost what they are maintaining the existing systems or the legacy systems, organizations need to rethink their HR technology strategy. And cloud as a foundation will be giving all what they want to get to use the innovative or the new platform, automation, AI or machine learning based tools which will help them or complement their core HR system to achieve as a launchpad for the HR organization. Now, if we will summarize the 10 points from the Deloitte survey, that they're targeting 3 domains for reinvention, and which they have mentioned 3 approaches to change. 3 domains for reinventions are the future of workforce, future for the organization, future of HR. And then it categorized into 3 approaches, where refresh, rewire, or recode. So the future of the workforce is categorized in refresh, leadership, rewire, alternative workforce, recode, super jobs. Future of the organization is into refresh, where human experience, rewards, teams. And future of the HR, where they need to rewire, talent access, HR cloud, talent mobility, and learning need to be recoded. So I will put this picture on the show notes of the podcast, and I like it, the refresh, rewire, and recode, the way they have presented it on the global trends. Now, if we will continue with some of the trends which are even released by KPMG in the survey, The Future of HR 2019, where they have gets the percentage or the response to change exist in the digital era. 39% of HR leaders are confident in their ability to transform the workforce and itself. And they anticipated that to thrive in the digital era, 37% of HR leaders are very confident in HR ability to transform the workforce. And these common characteristics for the change is delivering predictive insights, delivering in and driving digital agendas, reshaping the future workforce, enhancing the employee experience. So if you correlate with the Deloitte and the KPMG, it's going again on the same directions where employee experience are to human resource. And some of the organizations, if they are gonna ignore the change, what they're saying, struggle to adopt to digital era. 24% of HR leaders are not confident in their ability to transform the workforce and itself. Where the common characteristics are HR not seen as value driver, HR not using predictive insights, generally timed off AI, no digital plan in place, and not planning to. So if we take findings from KPMG and Deloitte surveys, and then we say what is HR of today and how it looks like in the future, where we can categorize the HR of today is an overburdened administrative department without strategic weight, and HR tomorrow a strategic business partner with the digital technologies and artificial intelligence. So if we correlate the HR of today and HR tomorrow, we can see the 4 points where the shortage of skilled workers is intensifying war for talents. And the HR of tomorrow, which they are using digital tools and artificial intelligence, are a natural part of recruiting. On the HR today, HR departments are poorly equipped technologically. HR of tomorrow, electronic personal files, self-services, and cloud solutions reduce the HR department's workload. HR today, globalization, networking, and digitization make new forms of cooperation necessary. HR tomorrow, modern communication platforms enable cross-country and cross-company teamwork. HR today, investment backlog in further training, and HR of tomorrow, lifelong learning determines the everyday working life of every employee. Now, if we will see the future of HR is now, what we as an HR professionals need to think and need to believe. And then if we will summarize the findings from different surveys and the learning from different reading books and material, which we need to focus on, that a new mindset that recognizes the accelerating speed of change in the digital era and how it is dramatically rewriting the rules for the future success. Reshaping the HR function and its values to the business, using technology and new skills that can exploit the significant value and competitive advantage of data and analytics. Recognizing and embracing workforce shaping as a critical to success in creating and sustaining the workforce of the future. Pursuing a deeper understanding of employee skills, strengths, goals, and purpose, while creating custom-made employee experiences or human experiences. Preparing for the advanced artificial intelligence, machine learning, and its integration into collaborative future workforce that combines humans and digital labor. Valuing employees as customers in the increasingly digital, global, and agile world of work, and need to embrace technology to increase connections and supporting the people's agenda as tasks and roles as redefined. HR teams leading the way, but organization which they work recognize the future of HR is now. And to support that, CHROs need to face the digital challenges of 2019, and then they need to prioritize. These priorities will help organization to achieve for the future of HR. So if we will take 3 action items for CHROs, HR heads, and for an organization. What are the three key takeaways from different surveys? When I say surveys, mean these are the voice of the employees. So this voice of employees gives us three key priorities or the actions for the HR leaders in 2019, which are build skills or critical skills and competencies for the organization, strengthen the current and future leadership, improve the employee experience, which we are saying human experience. These are the three priorities for the organization to take forward, and the HR leaders need to play their role to work on, to find and address these three challenges which organizations are facing. With respect to building a critical skills and competencies, strengthening the current and future leadership teams, we correlate the trends of 2019 on global human capital, leading the social enterprise with the digital transformation, or for HR, what is HR digital transformation? Then we can see it's all have similar points and the culture and the notion which is required to execute. Where we spoke from the trends point of view, the future of the workforce, future of the organization, the future of HR. If we will link these trends to the HR, then we're gonna say what is digital transformation in HR, and then what is the strategy, how you're enabling the digital transformation, and then it goes back again into three categories. And then the HR role in the business-wide digital transformation. So as an organization, and I think before going into more detailed on the HR digital transformation, there's a famous quote by George Westerman: when digital transformation is done right, it's like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. But when done wrong, all you have is really fast caterpillar. Now, why we undertake digital transformation in HR? I think I don't need to spend some more time on that one, because the trends, surveys of Deloitte and KPMG are giving us the clear roadmap on the guidelines why we need the digital transformation. But to just reiterate, we need to automate processes and reduce the time spent on repetitive tasks to maximize the human experience or employee experience we're talking about. And then to free the humans or the employees so that they can strategize, which will ultimately benefit the business bottom line. If we keep in these three categories or three key points, we can come up with a strategy which will enable the digital transformation HR, which question is how to enable the digital transformation in HR. Maybe we need to follow a certain set of actions so that we can build the organization of the future, and the future of HR based on how the workforce is coming in the future. And that goes back to any digital transformation project, that define the goal you want to achieve by implementing HR's digital transformation. Identify who will implement this transformation, who is leading this one. Hire additional resources if required. Define a time frame within which you will establish that success or that number of parameters or KPIs. identify each process will be phased out with the intervention of a digital platform. What are the tools we are going to achieve, we're going to implement? Make the case to the C levels, because they need to invest on the resources and the platform. And then we need to prepare our team who is going to lead the digital transformation, and then create a culture of digitalization, which is the culture of even leading into the social enterprise. All these points are important or catalyst for HR to enable or play a role in digital transformation for organization. There are some challenges which we are facing. Primarily, the lack of clear strategy or goal for digital transformation. Sometimes we are seeing resistance from the C-level to invest due to budgets, bottom line, number of factors, economic situation, lack of budgets to enable digital transformation because you need the tools, platforms, this AI, machine learning, IoT, and the cloud-based solutions. It can be a lack of expertise who will lead the digital transformation. And then it could be a lack of agility in upgrading the new digital solutions. So these are some of the factors which can play a role or challenge. These are the challenges which we need to overcome with the digital transformation of HR. The ultimate objective is that the organization need to be the social enterprise, and to lead the social enterprise, keeping in mind the future of workforce, the future of the organization, and the future of HR. All these three areas gives you the basis to digitally transform and lead the HR organization within any company or enterprise, so that you can play a role. And as an HR, your role is very important to enable the human resources, human capital, which are the assets of the organization. Thank you so much for listening. And if you recall, these are all our sessions are in continuation of our work, our learning on the digital transformation, where we have started the sessions from session number 39 till 51, 52, and this one was 53, which we started from the basics of digital transformation: why, what, how, what are the other organizations are doing, how to overcome the challenges, what is for me in digital transformation, is there an end to digital transformation, what is the role of enterprise architects in the digital transformation, and even how you will know that digital transformation is achieved. So all these are sessions in a series of our work to learn digital transformation. Now it is over to you to spend some time and learn and share with each other. Feel free to share your questions on the social media, on the show notes. Whatever the documents I am referring, I will put it in the show notes. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to the OTech Talks podcast, and be part of Tech Talks at otechtalks.tv. It's a turf to share ideas, insights, and innovations.